What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be running. No, we're not. We're not going to be running. Definitely not running. What is going on, guys? Today we are going to be mounting our oil cooler and running the lines for it. But before we do that, let's roll that intro. First things first, want to do question of the day. Do you have an oil cooler on your build? Let me know. So if you've been following this build for a while now, then you'll know that we relocated our oil filter, and we actually got started on the oil lines, but I ran out of -10 AN hose, so I ordered more. It showed up. Now we can finish it, and we also have to mount the oil cooler. So here's our oil cooler, and here's the line that we've been waiting on. I already got this fitting on it, so we should be good there. Now we have to mount this before I can figure out how long that needs to be, because that one is going to go on this side and it has to like come and like loop around and go into there. So we have to get this boy mounted, and then we can get the line cut to length, and then we should be good. So this is where it's gonna go, and our issue is like it fits good like that, but it needs to lean forward, because when we have the fittings on, it hits the radiator, because my radiator leans forward. It doesn't stand straight up. And we also don't have a whole lot of room because of the intercooler. But we're gonna put it there. We're gonna somehow get it to lean. We gotta build some brackets, and then we'll bolt it to probably here. We'll probably the brackets come up and like stick out, kind of like a little like angle piece. Have it sit on that, and then we'll have to figure out how we're gonna mount the top. We might just have it bolt to here, because there's not a whole lot of stuff to bolt it to on this side. And I don't want to ruin the beautiful Street Faction bash bar with this really nice powder coat. It really does look good. Really happy with that. Now that we've got all that stuff out of the way, we can actually see the whole motor now, which is pretty sweet. But we're going to be putting it right here. So we've got to build brackets. I'm thinking I'm going to have to build a bracket off of here, and I might just have to have like a piece of flat bar coming out and then bending down for here, because this side has that curve there. So now we can do the first test fit of the oil cooler. I just had a piece of flat bar back there. So I just took a piece of flat bar there and bent it down, because this has to lean. And here we've got a piece of angle that I bent down a little bit, and I drilled and tapped the threads for this one and for those two. So those are on there, and right now it just has these two bolts holding it on, and I mean, like, it's sturdy. It's not the greatest, but I think the only way to improve it is to strap it from the top somehow. So I'd probably have to go from here to the actual core support. The issue we're having is the fitting and the intercooler. Now we can lean it forward, not a big deal. I just got to bend the brackets more, because I tried pulling it down with the oil cooler and it just sort of took up that piece. So what we'll do is we'll take this off, bend the brackets down more, put it back on, and then we'll figure out a bracket to go from here to there. So having something from here to here will for sure sturdy it up plenty. The challenge is making that look decent. So I gotta figure out how I want to go about mounting something to there, because they don't line up, which is a challenge. So we got to figure something out. It doesn't have to be too extreme, because this is just an oil cooler. It doesn't weigh a whole lot, so it doesn't have to be like super fucking some thick steel. Like, honestly, something that thick would probably be fine, but we'll see what we can do about that. And then once we get that done, we can run the oil lines. Okay guys, so I sort of have a solution. I added this wall to this piece of angle so it's sturdier, and it definitely helped. There is still some play. So if in the future that becomes an issue, we'll have to build a bracket to connect to that. I just don't want to do that right now because it will essentially it'll look weird. Like I don't know how I'm gonna make that bracket look decent. So I'd like to find other solutions, and if that ends up working, then I will be very happy. But if anything does happen, the oil lines will hold the oil cooler. Let's just hope that doesn't happen, you know? I went ahead and I got the other line that's already done. It's already ran, and you can't even see it, but he's down there. He's ran along there. So now I've just got to get this one, and I'm hoping we've got the room to go from here to there. Like it's gonna be close, guys, so we'll just have to see how it works out, because we can't turn this fitting in. Essentially, we can't really turn it in any more than it already is. So we got her on, we got the line on, and it looks alright. You know, it's not the greatest, but I mean, I don't see it getting any better. So I'm happy with that. And we got her on in here. Got both lines on, and they're both running to the front to the oil cooler. So we're all good there. So that's great. We finally have our oil lines done. I just want to go over this before we end the video. The size hose for the air idle control valve is 1/2 inch inner diameter, so it'll be 1/2 inch ID. That's the size for the air idle control valve. I thought I ordered a 6-foot piece, but I guess I ordered a 1-foot piece, so that's awesome. So we'll have to get that figured out. I'm not running heater in this car. I took all that crap out, AC, the heater core, everything, and because of that, I have to block off the heater lines on the motor. I just looped them together with some hose, and it's 5/8 inner diameter hose is the size for the RB20. I believe the RB25 and 26 are a size bigger, so that'd be like 3/4. Not 100% sure. I have an RB20, 5/8 inner diameter works for the RB20. So I just want to let you guys know that, because it took me a while to figure out the sizes for there. Couldn't really find anything on the internet. Not a whole lot for RB20, unfortunately. So a lot of this stuff is just play it by ear, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. But yeah, so I've got to get more of this stuff. I have to get the right length, and then I have to plug it into the intercooler piping. And then we have to get the exhaust. I'm just going to do a temporary exhaust for the first startup, because I'm going to take it to an exhaust shop to get the exhaust done. And I want to start it before, and the way the turbo sits, it's blowing right at the valve covers. So I'm just going to get some random piece of pipe and just get it up, get it away from there, so we can do the first startup safely and not risk melting our valve covers. I don't think it'd get that hot in the first startup to melt the valve covers, but you know, let's be safe. You never go wrong with playing it safe. And then I got to wire up my boost controller. I still have to figure that out. It didn't come with a wiring diagram, which is awesome, so I've got to get in touch with ECU Master once I get their ECU. And that's actually the last step to us needing the startup, is the ECU. I also need a new battery though, that's another thing, and I'm gonna end up getting a yellow top Optima battery, so I'm spending a little extra money, but they last so long, they're so reliable, and they can take quite a lot of accessories on it, like as far as adding stuff that require a lot of amperage. Yellow top batteries are the way to go. Alright guys, so I'm Andy here. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you did, comment down below your answer to the question of the day, and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
No.